The daughter-in-law deliberately wore the exact same dress as her mother-in-law. Even the shoes were the same style. As she slowly walked into the banquet hall, all eyes immediately focused on the two of them. When the mother-in-law saw this scene, her face turned pale with anger. She stomped her foot in fury. The daughter-in-law, however, innocently linked arms with her mother-in-law and forcefully pulled her to her side. Reporters quickly swarmed in upon noticing the scene. Camera flashes went off wildly. Photos of the two were instantly spread online. Netizens commented one after another, praising the daughter-in-law's elegant demeanor and fresh makeup. In contrast, the mother-in-law was described as heavily made up yet unable to hide the marks of time. These comments made the mother-in-law wish she could disappear on the spot. She started to suspect that the daughter-in-law dressed this way on purpose to embarrass her. What worried her even more was the possibility that the daughter-in-law had discovered her son's secret, and as it turned out, the daughter-in-law had indeed orchestrated this scene to retaliate against her unfaithful husband. She not only planned this moment carefully, but also intentionally attended the husband's promotion party to completely expose everything. She soon discovered that the young boy defying her was actually her husband's illegitimate child. The daughter-in-law smirked coldly and walked up to the boy. Snatching a cake from his hand, she smashed it into a lump, then mercilessly smeared it all over the boy's face. Her purpose in attending this event was not only to gather evidence of her husband's betrayal, but also to seize all the family's assets. This drama captured everyone's attention. The woman took the opportunity to pull out her phone. She began taking rapid photos of her husband and his mistress, recording solid evidence of his affair. Then she sneered as she walked up to her husband, raising the photos in front of everyone, forcing him to hand over control of the family foundation. The scumbag, fearing his scandal would be exposed, had no choice but to comply through gritted teeth. But this was only the first step in her revenge. Back at home, her furious husband hurled a glass of wine at her. The woman retaliated by grabbing red wine and splashing it all over his face. The mother-in-law rushed over to protect her son, demanding that the daughter-in-law kneel and apologize immediately. But the woman swept all the glasses off the table with one motion. The shattering sound was deafening. Then she grabbed her mother-in-law's cherished antique vase worth millions and smashed it hard on the ground. The mother-in-law screamed in distress. However, the woman issued another threat. If the husband didn't hand over control of the foundation within 3 days, she would expose his scandal to the press. The mother-in-law trembled with anger, but couldn't utter a word. The husband was so furious he clenched his teeth in hatred, yet he was powerless against the woman. Determined to destroy her husband at the next day's auction, the woman intentionally sent a message to her best friend, asking her to arrange for a fake bidder to help. At the charity auction the following day, the first item for bid was a woven grass rabbit made by children from the mountains. Starting price was only $500. When the woman called out $5,000, the crowd was in an uproar. But this was just the beginning of her plan. When her husband bid $10,000, she kept raising the price, eventually shouting a bid of $2.5 million. Her husband was forced to follow, unwilling to appear weak in front of everyone. Finally, in the last round, the woman coldly shouted $50 million. The room fell silent instantly. The mother-in-law and husband were dumbfounded. Spending $50 million on a grass rabbit was unheard of, but under everyone's gaze, the husband couldn't back out. He had no choice but to pay the outrageous